Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm going to call the regular City of Prescott meeting to order, Monday, January 27th at 6 o'clock. Do a roll call. Lindsay?
Here.
John?
Here.
Adam?
Here.
Maureen?
Here.
Mike?
Here.
And Dar is excused. Everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry. I'm going to give you that.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
No, I just accidentally hit it.
So the next item on the agenda is public comments. The city will receive public comments on any issue related to the agenda item. Limited discussion by the council may take place. Tell us who you are and all that good stuff.
Hi, Israel Haas. I'm a resident of Prescott, live on Elm Street. And I just want to say thank you for the sidewalk. I have a 3-week-old, took him out for his first stroller ride this weekend and was really grateful for the sidewalk. So I know that was a little bit of a controversy with some of my neighbors and fellow street residents. But I'm really grateful and thank you as well. It connects to our whole agenda topic in terms of trails and sidewalks and creating spaces for me and my family. I have a 3-week-old all the way up to an 18-year-old, and I'm really grateful for the vision that this city has of providing connected spaces for us to get out, enjoy nature, whether it's on a sidewalk or a trail or McGee Park or wherever. So thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comments? If not, the next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Library Board minutes from December 5th, Health and Safety Committee minutes from January 13th, City Council minutes from January 13th, and Parks and Public Work Committee minutes from January 21st.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second. Go ahead.
Okay, we have a motion, a second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next item on the agenda is reports of standing committees and commissions. Nothing for finance. Planning Commission, next meeting is Monday, February 3rd at 6 o'clock. Parks and Public Works Committee report. John, you want to handle that?
Yeah, I can take that. So we just had a few items at the Parks Public Works meeting. First one was the lead service line verification quote. I don't think I saw it on the agenda for tonight, but the committee recommended approval of a construction quote for the lateral material verification. We looked at the finalization of the McGee Park project layout. Got a good update from Greg Adams of Cedar Corp on the final plans for that, and so we recommended to move that to council for approval as well. That layout. Next was the update to the Corp, the Comprehensive Outdoor Recreation Plan. I believe that's on the agenda for tonight. Yes. So we'll see that, a little more about that later. And then the approval and design of purchase for some new park signs at Merkard Mill, Jakes Park, and McGee Park, which I believe is also on tonight's agenda. That was it.
Okay, thank you. Next meeting is Monday, February 17th at, doesn't give a time, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Health and Safety, next meeting, Monday, March 10th at 5 o'clock. Personnel, the next regular meeting is Wednesday, February 5th at 5 o'clock. Next item on the agenda is communications and new business. Public comments. The city will receive public comments on any issue not related to the agenda. Limited discussion by the council may take place. However, no action will be taken on any items This includes receiving a written request for documentation and possible action at a future meeting. Okay, hearing none. Next item on the agenda is Resolution 06-25, appointing municipal election inspectors. Matt?
So basically, I can let Rochelle jump in here too, but the list, per state statutes, we are required to elect a certain amount of election inspectors, which are before you tonight. And need those for approval for them to serve moving forward through the end of this year.
Correct. Motion to approve the slate of electors for the April election.
I'll second.
Actually, for the year.
Oh, for the year. I apologize.
Okay.
Amend my resolution for the year.
And I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 0625. Is there any discussion on the motion? Not? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next item on the agenda is Resolution 0725, amending the City of Prescott Comprehensive Outdoor Recreation Plan 2025 through 2030. Matt? Carter?
Thank you, Mayor. So yeah, our comprehensive outdoor recreation plan we created in 2021. Since then, we've done one amendment in February 2023, so we're proposing another kind of update slash amendment. This would include changing St. Croix Bluffs Park name to Fairy Wonderlands Park, updating the sidewalk and trails master plan, which I believe is attached in your packets, to reflect our current and anticipated needs. Also within that, incorporating a trail connection from Freedom Park to McGee Park on that plan so we could leverage our corp for future grant submissions involving that. The Parks and Public Works Committee did review these changes and recommended approval at their January 21st meeting, which was last week. And if you want to see the full corp, it is linked in your packet as well. So I'll turn that over to the council for any discussion or questions.
Well, the only question I have, looking at the map of the plan, how are we having trails going throughout the city? What are we gonna do to make trails through the city, the dotted lines, future trails?
Yeah, so a lot of those used to be planned sidewalks, but the general kind of industry trend or best practice is trails, because they're multi-use, so you can have bicycle and pedestrians walking on them as well.
I mean, are we thinking about a blacktop type trail, or what are we?
Yeah, it is
okay.
generally an asphalt trail, which typically is a cheaper unit cost per linear foot than a concrete sidewalk. So that is kind of a benefit of it as well.
So it'll be like a sidewalk, but in blacktop, so it's called a trail?
Yep.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions?
So we need a resolution?
Pardon me? We need a motion.
Motion, not a resolution. I make a motion to approve Resolution 0725, amending the City of Prescott's Comprehensive Outdoor Plan for 2025 to 2030.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, to approve Resolution 0725. Is there any discussion on the motion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried, thank you. Next item on the agenda is Resolution 0825, approving the design and purchase of park entry signs for Market Mill Park, Jake's Park, and McGee Park.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. So back in January 2022, the Parks and Public Property Committee was looking to enhance some wayfinding and identification of our local park system. So we've been working with Graphic House Inc. since then, and they've been kind of our provider of these signs. So with that, we have 3 signs that we're looking to install: Merkard Mill Park, Jake's Park, and McGee Park. The total cost of these would be $17,704.88. Funding for the Merkard Mill Park and Jake's Park sign would be from TID 4. That would be $11,803.26 from that fund. And McGee Park would be sourced from the parks budget for a total cost of $5,901.62. The Parks and Public Works Committee did approve the design and purchase of these signs at their January 21st meeting. The renderings, I believe, are included in your packet as well for you to see. One thing to note is the exact location of these signs would be subject to change because with the extensive construction going on at some of these parks, namely Jake's Park, it was difficult to find like an exact spot to put it before the construction started. So those might change, but otherwise the design is maintaining the same. So with that, I'll turn it over to the council for any discussion or questions.
Okay, thank you.
Is there only going to be one sign for each park, or we have 4?
It'd be one sign. It's just showing each side of the sign.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
Will they be lit at all at night?
These would not be, not lit themselves. If we wanted to, I'm sure we could add lighting in the future separate from this, but they wouldn't be installed as illuminated at all.
So you could have light in the future shining
Yeah,
on it.
one way or another, yeah.
Put a light on the ground and then cast it off.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the purchase of the new entry signs for Merkard Mill Park, Jack's Park, and McGee Park at a total cost of $17,704.88.
Second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 0825. Is there any discussion on the motion? Not, I'll do a roll call. Mike?
Aye.
Maureen?
Aye.
Adam?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Lindsay?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is ordinance 01-25. Excuse me. An ordinance to amend City Code, Chapter 248, Article 2, bicycles, first reading.
Thank you, Mayor. So bicycle ordinance 0125, basically the Health and Safety Committee has been reviewing it throughout 2024, this chapter. Just mainly looking to streamline the code as it's been a while since we looked at it. A few of the major updates, first updating the equipment requirements to align solely with the state statutes. This would just make it more simplified for everybody. Additionally then, we used to have a bicycle license, but we no longer do, so we're eliminating section 248-6, which requires a bicycle license, and then revising 248-14, which references those license stickers in the violation and penalty section. So basically what we're recommending or asking for you tonight is just to look at the code, ask any questions if there's any revisions, otherwise move it to a second reading at the next meeting. So I'll turn it over for comments and questions.
Motion to move ordinance 01-25, an ordinance to amend city ordinance, chapter 248, article 2, bicycles, to a second reading.
Second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve first reading of the bicycle ordinance 01-25, chapter 248. Is there any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is approval of agreement with Johnson Block CPAs for auditing services in 2025. Man?
Thank you, Mayor. So Johnson and Block is our CPA that we use for our auditing service, and I think they've been at least since 2018, 2019, for sure. So before you tonight is that agreement. Everything is budgeted in the 2025 budget with the one exception of the single audit. Because we did get the Safe Drinking Water Loan Program for 2024, we did receive over $750,000 as part of that grant and loan program. So we do have to do a single federal audit, so that $4,800 is in addition, which would have to be absorbed in our budget for 2025. Everything else, though, is the same as what we do. They would come in and do our audits. They review everything in March, April. Then they take the time to put together the report, and then they come before you generally September, October, although this year I think it was November before they finally came. But so everything would follow that same process. That single audit report, though, would be filed with the Department of Administration and then sent to the federal government afterwards. So with that, I'll turn it over for comments and questions.
You're happy with their service, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Overall, they do good work and they're very
I mean,
responsive and we
you're the
have
guys
questions.
that use it, I mean,
Yep.
not really. I'll make a motion to approve the agreement with Johnson Block CPAs for auditing service for 2025.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion, a second to approve the agreement with Johnson Block CPAs for auditing service 2025. Is there any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried, thank you. Other business? Don't forget, there's going to be an open seat. Ward 1, we're still looking for volunteers, step up, help make the city go. So don't be afraid, put your name on the line.
Make Prescott great again.
It's a lot more fun than it was.
Okay, there's no closed session. Next item on the agenda is a council workshop. We want to talk about TID number 4, the consideration of sod improvement program. Okay?
Yeah, we'll get there. Yep.